Are you ready?
We are back. Welcome back to the Fourth and Flex Fantasy Football Podcast. I am your host, Bandy. With me, as always, is Trey. We got 18 years of combined fantasy football experience right here. How's it going over there, Trey?
Man, it's going. Trying to get over this illness, but you know what? I'm here and I'm ready to do it.
Hey, bro, I've always known you was sick, bro. How about that game last night, bro?
Oh my God, dude. Like, I don't even know what to say, honestly. It was like, who is the worst team? They were fighting to see who was worse the whole game.
And that's your
And
boy.
I know, dude. And this is what I figured out after last night. And this is like some big brain shit, but Russell Wilson, okay? Great quarterback, right? But this is how he plays, because at Seattle, he's always had receivers who could win their one-on-ones. DK and Tyler Lockett, out in the field 1v1, 90% of the time they're going to win. Tyler Lockett's faster, DK's bigger. And so he just knows that if he throws it a little deeper, or a one in one spot, that person, if it's a one-on-one, they'll get open. Most of the time you can tell if it's a one-on-one before the snap, right?
Yeah.
So Russell Wilson doesn't know how to read during the plays. I've noticed that. And they even showed on Monday Night Football, like the Thursday Night Football, they showed a couple from plays from before where he couldn't read it. Like he wouldn't do his options. He would look at his first read. If it wasn't open, he'd scramble or something. And it's because in Seattle, he just threw because he knew if it was a 1v1, they'd get open. Before the snap, he would look around, see who had a 1v1, and that's the guy he would throw to. But the receivers aren't as good in Denver. They're just not. And it's making him look bad.
I really like Cortland Sutton too, but I mean, he's overthrowing Jerry Jeudy. I mean, that was a touchdown pass right there. I mean, Russell Wilson has always been best when he's scrambling, and I hate to say it, but I think you're right, man. It's kind of scary, man. I mean, when your own fans are booing you every game, there's a problem.
I just think he got comfortable, or he was comfortable in Seattle, and he thought that the Broncos would just fall right back into the same role with a little bit better. And it's a whole new world. He's got to change it up, and he's going to have to change who he is to become a good quarterback again.
Yeah, I mean, he's always like, it's like he wants to be. He said, what did he say? He wanted to win 4 more Super Bowls, something like that. Like he wants to be Tom Brady so bad he can taste it. I'm not trying to be that guy, but that's the feeling I get. Like he was jealous of Tom going to Tampa, winning a Super Bowl, getting everything he wanted. So he's like, I'm out of here. I'm going to get my, my Tampa Bay. And it doesn't seem like it's working out. But I think Russ is going to figure it out.
Well, the crazy thing is you could see the more frustration on Matty Ice's face than anybody. I mean, that dude, he holds the record now for most getting sacked the most by this year. Like, I think it's like 8 or 9 after that game.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
He went to the Colts for a better offensive line. Everybody was like, finally Matt Ryan's going to have a good offensive line, and they are ass.
Matt Ryan looks bad, bro. He looks slow, and I just think that he's probably done, man. Like, what's up with Indy getting them quarterbacks and then retiring them the next year? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I feel like that's where it's going. I feel like Matt Ryan's gonna be done after next year, honestly, but. After this year,
Carson Wentz, baby.
I mean, no, they didn't. You're right, but I mean, it just
the King Commander.
Hey, and Albert said, "What up, fellas? What's going on, Albert? Thanks for popping in, brother." And then he had a question: Jamal Williams or CEH full PPR? Yeah, is right.
That's tough. Jamal Williams got the Patriots this week. I know he's a touchdown machine, but the Patriots, they're pretty good at stopping the run. Clyde's got the Derek Carr in them.
The Raiders.
And so that I think their defense is not that great. And Clyde's been consistent, man. Honestly, out of those two, I'm probably starting Clyde. I think Jamal probably has a higher ceiling, but I think Clyde has a solid floor, and it's hard to find a floor with running backs right now.
I think I'd go CEH also. I don't like the matchup with Jamal. But Jamal looks big though, bro.
Yeah, he's a monster.
He looked big. I mean, he must have been working out or something, because I mean, he was killing it last week. But I mean, I'd go CEH on that one too, full PPR especially.
Yeah.
Armchair says, I hate to say CEH. It hurts, but CEH this week. Yep.
Yes, sir.
I agree.
Yes, sir.
Chris over there in Armchair Athletics. I agree, sir. I agree. Crazy stuff. But we're going to get into some starts and sits throughout for the games throughout the week. Let's do it. Yeah.
All right. Who we got first?
We got the Giants versus the Packers.
Okay, Giants-Packers. Over-under for this game is 40.5 points. They got the Packers winning by 8. This is the London game. I'm thinking I'll take the Packers winning by 8. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to murder the Giants, even though they're both 3-1.
Yeah. I agree with you. Packers take the W, but God, I want the Giants to win so bad.
Yeah, for sure. But they don't even have a quarterback. Like, freaking Daniel Jones hurt and everything. Like, it's that last game they played, Saquon was playing Wildcat for like the last 10 minutes of the game or something.
I know that was nuts. Is Daniel Jones? He's playing though, isn't he?
Well, they don't know yet. They act like he's been limited in practice, and they're probably going to start him, but it's going to be like Daniel Jones without being mobile, which is something I never want to see, because that's all he ever is good for in fantasy.
Well, maybe if he knows he doesn't have his legs, maybe he'll work more on that, pocket passing, fingers crossed.
I mean, Green Bay knows that too, so.
Yeah, and Green Bay's defense is looking decent this year for sure. I mean, you're always going to start Barkley up. He is kicking butt this year. I love having Barkley in there. But Richie James, I think. I mean, if you gotta, right? I mean, if you got to pick a wide receiver on the Giants, who you going to take?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like Barkley and no one else. But I mean, he's worth a shot. Somebody's got to catch the ball.
And Chris over there at Armchair says London games are fantasy monsters. Hey, I got Aaron Jones. I got a couple of guys over there. I hope you're right, buddy. Packers. I like AJ Dillon as a sit in this game. He has been trending down. And it's crazy because the Packers have been going in 2 running back sets like all year. And I mean, just seems like Aaron Jones is becoming the dude there. Like I love it because I got him in like 2 leagues. So keep it up, AJ. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think AJ is trending more towards like a security back for Aaron Jones, more than a split start kind of deal. He's struggling to find the end zone. I mean, he's still getting good carries, but he's just not producing like we expected him to. So it's tough. But yeah, I'm sitting him as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Chris says, play him too. Yes, sir. Um, that actually brings me to my super start, and that is Romeo Dobbs. You knew it
Seen
was
that
coming.
coming. Seen that
Yeah,
coming.
I already knew you did, buddy. I knew you did. Romeo Dobbs, man. I mean, he's looking great. I mean, him and Pickens are both emerging as pretty good wide receivers this year. But let's say if you had to start one of them, George Pickens, Romeo Dobbs.
You're pulling on my heartstrings because Pickens is my boy right now with Pickett. But honestly, and this week I'm going Dobbs. I think him and Aaron. I think potential of Aaron Rodgers throwing for 300 yards, and I think Dobbs get 200 of that.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking like um, Devontae and Aaron kind of thing going on with them. Like every
Yeah,
time the
that's what
ball's in
people
the
are hoping for
air,
sure.
yeah, every time the ball's in the air, you're like, oh, it's going to Dobbs, which gets annoying unless you have him on your team, right?
That's right. That's right.
All right. Robert Tunyon. I mean, if you got to start one, I like Robert Tunyon as a start tight end. I mean, yeah, these tight ends this year aren't really doing anything too crazy, but I do like him as a start. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Robert Tunyon. He, what for tight ends, you're really just hoping for a touchdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think his ability to get one is a lot better than most of these guys out here. So I'm cool with starting Tunyon.
Mm-hmm. Chris says Dobbs 79% catch percentage. Next best rookie is 58% by Olave. Interesting.
I will say, I would start Olave over Dobbs. That's
Mm.
my
Just
personal
because
opinion.
you
But
think Jameis doesn't have as many, things to go to. So I mean, right? Don't you think?
we'll talk more about that when we get to
Yeah,
this game.
we'll get
The
there. We'll
New Orleans
get
game.
there. But Nick Popovich, is this a chip winning game? 10-man PPR. Oh crap. 4-0. Oh geez. Lamar, CMC, Lenny, Jamar Chase, CD, Kelsey, Godwin, Judy, Dobbs, Jacoby Myers, Rashad White. What do you think, buddy?
Yeah, that's a chip winning team
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
got it, bro. Get them. Man, that was a lot. And we got Cody popping on. How much for a lock of Trey's hair?
Hey, dog, this is priceless right here. Okay,
You leave
priceless.
Trey Palomalo over there alone. What's up, Cody? Let's see here. We got another question popping in. I mean, it's not this one ain't this one. Let's see. Start 3. 2 running backs, 1 flex. PPR. J.K. Dobbins, Khalil Herbert, Brees Hall, Terry McLaurin. Start 3. 2 running backs and a flex.
So my opinion on this, the only thing that you're really going to pay attention is J.K. Dobbins has a chest injury.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he's going to play, but monitor that. Other than that, I'm going to start Dobbins, Herbert, and McLaurin. I'm sitting Brees. I'll
Mm-hmm.
flex Terry McLaurin and then start Dobbins and Herbert. If Dobbins is out, obviously you're going to sit him.
I like that. I like that a lot. I'm with you. How I feel about Khalil Herbert. I like him a lot, but with Brees Hall, I mean, we need to see just a little more before we are willing to throw him in there. So I agree with that 100%. Let's go
right.
let's move to the next game. We've got the Lions versus the Patriots.
The over-under for this game is 47 points. They got the Patriots winning by 2.5. I actually am interested in taking the Lions to win this game.
Definitely,
And then
bro.
And the over-under, it's tough because the Lions have put up so many points, but the Patriots haven't put up barely any points. So it's like 40. It's hard to pick a side on that, but I would say the under just because of how the Patriots are, and how those games always are sledge fest with the Patriots.
Yep. I mean, but they did keep up with the Packers with Bailey Zappi as the quarterback, and it's looking like Mac Jones is going to be out for another week.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
that's wild, bro. That's wild. Bailey Zappi, give it to him, bro. Show him what's up.
Well, I'm not starting him if that's what you think,
I don't know.
for
I'm with
sure.
you. I'm with you,
So,
bro.
but on Patriots side, man, it was so hard to come up with anybody to start. Honestly, with Bailey Zappi in there, Jacoby Myers is probably out, and if he's in, I'm still not starting him with Bailey Zappi. I'm thinking maybe Devontae Parker's worth a shot if Jacoby Myers is out. Just because he had a couple catches around the, he got the touchdown last week, and he only had a couple catches, but it looked like Bailey Zappi and him had kind of a connection. So I think he's worth a shot. And then obviously Harris and Ramondre, I think are good starts. You know what I mean? If you're going to start anybody for the Patriots.
Yeah, Harris just keeps finding that end zone. I mean, he 15 last year, and it seems like he picked up where he left off. Ramondre's running hard too. I really like Ramondre this year. I think he's taken over, man. I hope so.
Yeah,
I'd like
that's
to
what I'm
see him
hoping
get
for.
more work.
But going to the Lions, it's a whole different story in the start world. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to start everybody over there.
Damn.
And I know DJ Chark and Amon-Ra both have been injured, and they're, wondering if they're going to play or not. I hear that it's looking like I think Amon-Ra might not play, and DJ Chark. If that's the case, Josh Reynolds, start him up, baby. And I think even if they play, you can start Josh Reynolds in a flex spot.
Yeah, Jared Goff, Josh Reynolds seem to have that connection from those Rams days. I mean, he's been consistent, and that's what you're looking for. I mean, most of the time. I like that. They're saying though, Jared Goff is playing outside, and he's been playing in stadiums all year, and that's why he's doing so great.
Yeah.
Is that a concern for you at all? Do you take that into consideration?
I mean, not really, but a lot of people are like, down on Goff right now. They're like saying that last week was just kind of a fluke and not the norm and everything. And I'm like, dude, he's freaking hammering it. Like they're saying they would start people. I'm going to give you a choice. Who would you start, Goff or Geno Smith?
I'm going Goff because I just don't trust Geno with consistency.
I agree, but people are saying the Goff's inconsistent, and I'm like, the Lions have the most fantasy points on the year. Literally, you would basically be 4-0 if your team was all Lions.
But can they keep it up, bro? Can
That's
they
the thing.
keep
That's
it
the thing.
up?
And
I
they're
hope
also
they can.
1-3.
I know. What the hell? Thomas over there says Ayuk, Juju, Pickens, pick 2.
So I'm definitely picking Pickens because I think he's the best start out of the 3.
Pickens. Yep.
But I'm going Juju over Ayuk this week. I think that matchup with the Raiders, I think Juju actually has a nice game. Normally, I wouldn't say start Juju, but I think that Chief Raiders game is going to be a shootout.
Okay, I'm going Ayuk, and that is because Debo went off on Monday night, and so he's going to be pulling some coverage. So that should leave Ayuk some room to work, and I think Ayuk and Pickens, though, definitely. Pickens is in there for sure.
No doubt.
All right. You got anything else for the Lions?
Yeah, Quintez Cephas, if DJ Chark and Amon-Ra are both out, I think he's worth a shot. Like I said, dude, just pretty much anybody. Jared Goff is like, if you're my receiver, we're putting up fantasy points. So if you've got a line on your bench, I'm probably throwing him in there. That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, great stuff. You move to the next game. We've got the Chargers versus the Browns.
Yeah, over under for this game is 47.5, and they got the Chargers winning by only 2. I think the Chargers win by more than that pretty easily.
Yeah, Browns got a decent defense going, but I've also got the Chargers taking the W on that one.
By more than that, I mean 5 or 6, but
yeah,
I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. But I think 2 is a little close.
Yeah, I agree. All right, for the Chargers, listen, Keenan Allen is out again. Is that 4 weeks straight? Keenan Allen is out, you fire Mike Williams up. Because when Keenan's not there, Mike Williams is the guy, 100%. Eckler had a great game last week. I think he does it again this week. Maybe he is finally getting things going, Eckler over there. I like that a lot. One thing to watch out for on the Chargers, Donald Parham is back. Hey, Donald Parham, he started doing things last year, and I'm excited to see if he can keep them up this year. He may be on a snap count. I'm not saying start this guy. I'm saying watch this guy. I really like Donald Parham. They do have Gerald Everett over there now, so it may be something to watch out for. Thomas has another question for us. If Kamara is out, Akers or Algier? I'm going to go. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go Algier.
Yeah, me too.
And that might be just like in rookie upside, but Akers is burnt. He's in our gag bag, so I'm going Algier.
And I'm peeking at the depth charts earlier, and Algier is number 1 on the depth chart with Cordell Patterson on IR. So, nice. I mean that means something. They saw what they saw a little bit that they liked out of Algier last week, and I think they're working it in the game plan this week. But let's talk the Browns here. I think Kareem Hunt is due for a great game. I mean, he is due, my friend. Due. Nick Chubb, number 1 running back in half PPR. Do you remember everybody talking crap on Nick Chubb? Like, oh, are you taking Chubb? I wouldn't take Chubb in the second round, third round. What now, bro?
Yeah. Now I will say though that the points put up by running backs is like at an all-time low right now than it's ever been. And Chubb has just always been so consistent, so he's consistently at the top right now. You know what I'm saying? I think towards the end of the year that'll change a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes as a top 10 running back.
Ooh, I hope so. I hope you're right, bro. I hope you're right. Somebody that you have been on top of before me, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Do we like him as a start this week?
Man, it's tough because, it's kind of like either he gets all the work or your boy gets all the work. I mean, it's tough. They hop around over there. But, last week he had, I think, it was double-digit targets. You know what I mean? So, but it's so wishy-washy. But I don't know. Amari, he had a rough week last week, and Donovan People had a good week. But the 2 weeks prior to that, Amari had good weeks, and DVP had a bad week. So it's like pick your poison. And I think in a pinch, if you're projected to lose and you need a deep shot, and you got him, throw him out there, because he has a chance to go off.
Yeah. What do you got to lose? Okay, I got one for you. Donovan Peoples-Jones or DJ Moore.
That's tough, bro. You got to make that decision. I hope you're in a 14, 16 team league, but that's tough. I think I'm going. Man, that's tough. I think I'm going Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, me too,
it's
bro.
Sad, but Baker's
making DJ Moore look like he's basic, bro. And DJ Moore is a good player. So I mean, we'll get to Baker later, but bro, they need to get it together over there. Another one we need to talk about, David Njoku, your boy. Do we need to start him up this week?
I think he's a weekly starter now, man. Until he shows otherwise, I think he's consistently getting catches, a couple touchdowns. I mean, he's doing his thing, and tight ends it's a tough world out here for tight ends. I'm definitely starting him over Kyle Pitts, he's actually out, but either way, I just want to talk shit on Kyle Pitts some more.
Yeah, we'll get to that guy later too. Don't you worry about that. Oh yeah. Let's move to the next game.
Yeah,
we've got the Texans versus the Jaguars.
They got the Jaguars winning by 7, 44-point over under. Texans, the only team that hasn't won a game this year so far. And I don't think they win this one.
I don't either. The Jaguars are looking decent this year. Doug Peterson in there doing things, I like it. Buddy says Alan Lazard or Do More. I assume that's DJ Moore. Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, let me get you. DJ Moore.
Yeah, I mean it's Alan Lazard. It's tough, but it's Alan Lazard. I mean, I think DJ Moore's droppable in most leagues, and I know
Yeah.
that's insane. But I mean, you could try to trade him for a rookie or something, and put a rookie on your bench, like even maybe I don't even know what rookie you could get for him, but an Alec Pierce for the Colts. I would do that trade with DJ Moore. I think you could probably pull that off. And Alec Pierce is kind of on the climb, even though the Colts offense kind of sucks.
Yeah, they're rough, bro. But yeah, I go Alan Lazard also. I just think there's more upside. I mean, I'll tell you what's going to happen is Baker Mayfield, DJ Moore are going to have a good game, not a great game. They're going to have a good game, and then DJ Moore's stock is going to skyrocket. So if I were you, I'd hold on to DJ Moore until that happens and sell high, my friend.
Right, immediately without question.
Yep. But I like Lazard in that pick. Albert says Jeff Wilson or AJ Dillon, full PPR. JWJ, baby.
Yeah.
Jeff Wilson Jr. I'm sorry, AJ Dillon is not trending in the right direction. I mean, he's due for a breakout game. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going to go Jeff Wilson Jr. He hasn't been amazing, but he had a nice run in that Rams game last week, but he just can't seem to get it going a lot. But when he does, he goes. Jeff Wilson Jr., JWJ won me a fantasy championship a few years back. Never forget that. Thanks, bro.
All right, let's talk about some starts for the Texans.
Sure.
Brandon Cooks, I think he's finally got that connection with Davis Mills. He's been a little rough, but I think he's on the climb. You start him up. Damian Pierce, obviously, you're starting him up. Dude's a monster. OJ Howard, looking like a guy you can start. And like I said, in the tight end world, it's tough, but he's been getting the targets and got a touchdown last week. I mean, OJ Howard.
OJ Howard, it's inconsistencies with OJ Howard that kills me, but there's inconsistencies in the whole tight end world. It's insane what's going on with tight ends. If you don't got Kelsey or Andrews, you got nobody.
Yeah, not to bring it up again, but Kyle Pitts, man, it's really affected my fantasy outlook because every time I think of a tight end, I go, should I start that guy? Is he a good start? And I go, well, would I start him over Kyle Pitts? Yep. It's tough, man.
Bro, but there are no-name tight ends that have more points than Kyle Pitts this year. It's literally
and people act like
insane.
it's hard to bench Kyle Pitts, and I'm like, not for me.
Thomas, would you trade Juju for Curtis Samuel?
In a heartbeat. Yeah, I'm doing that all day.
Yeah. Carson Wentz is willing to throw the ball. So Samuel, I mean, Juju is just not doing what we thought he would do. I know Juju said he learned so much more in the last 4 months with the Chiefs than he learned in 8 years or whatever with the Steelers, or maybe it was 4 years with the Steelers, but whatever. But I mean, I need to see more from Juju. And Curtis Samuel has had really good games. So I mean, yeah, I'd do that trade.
Yeah, and Curtis Samuel's the target leader on his team over Terry McLaurin. So I'm taking Curtis Samuel.
Especially Jahan Dotson's out too. So
right. Jaguars starts. So Zay Jones, still got that injury. It's still not 100% sure on that. If he's in, I'm starting him. Obviously, you're starting Christian Kirk, even though he had a rough game. Just let that shit go. Start him up. If Zay Jones is out, Jamal Agnew, throwing him in. He fills in that role and he does that thing. You know what I mean? So if Zay Jones is out, I'm starting Jamal Agnew. And James Robinson, I think, is going to have an amazing game. I think that the Texans, they struggle against the run. I think this is going to be probably one of his best games of the year.
I hope you're right.
And then Trevor Lawrence, I'm throwing,
Yeah.
And especially 2 quarterback leagues, I think it's pretty easy to do that. Who would you start, Trevor Lawrence or Jared Goff?
Let's see, Jared Goff or Trevor Lawrence. Oof. I'm going to go Jared Goff again here, man. I mean, there's just too much good going on. I think, is Amon-Ra going to be back this week or no?
They're not sure yet.
They're not sure. Especially if Amon-Ra is there. I'm going Jared Goff.
Yeah, I like that, but I've seen like 5 people say Trevor Lawrence, and I'm like, what?
Well, Trevor Lawrence didn't look great last game, and that scares me. What, he gets sacked like 4 or 5 times? Like, he fumbled. I mean, he did everything a quarterback's not supposed to do. Chris says, are we going to see a trend in leagues getting rid of the tight end position in lieu of just allowing them as a flex option? Wow. I don't like that at all.
I don't like it either, just because we like, as many possible players and points and positions as you can. We want it to be the most realistic as possible. And, a team doesn't get to pick whether they want, a tight end or a wide receiver. I mean, I guess a little bit they do, but, everybody's got to have a tight end on their team. So we got to have a tight end on our team. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, no, I like it. I mean, you keep that tight end position, even if they're getting 2 points. Hey, that's 2 points you wasn't gonna have, baby. I mean, and what about the people who own stock in Kelsey and Mark Andrews every year? I bet they're not willing to let go of that tight end position. I don't like it at all. That's why we keep kickers and defenses in our league, because we like to have every possible position there.
One thing I wanted to say, Evan Ingram, I think he's a sit. The first couple of weeks he was kind of doing his thing and kind of looking on the upside, but as now that Trevor Lawrence is kind of taken off, I think he's feeling less or more confident, so he's not checking down to the tight end as much. And I think Evan Ingram is getting hurt by that, so I would sit him.
Yeah, Evan Ingram. Yeah, definitely. Let's roll to the next one. We got the. You got anything else for the Jags?
That's it.
Okay, let's roll the next one then. We got the Falcons versus the Buccaneers.
The over-under for this game is 46.5, and they got the spread. They got the Bucs winning by 10, and I'll take it. I think Tom Brady always does his thing against the Falcons. He was almost my start of the week. If you look at his statistics against the Falcons in the past, I mean, it's like 280 yards, 300 yards, and 3 or 4 touchdowns. I mean, he destroys the Falcons.
Never lost a game to the Falcons. Just throwing that out there.
I think Brady's going to kill it.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, Tyler Algier is number 1 on the depth chart now. I think he is a good start. If you picked him up on the waiver, I mean, I think that was a good call. Drake London, I'm going to sit Drake London. The safeties of the Buccaneers are just too good. Mike Edwards back there, a ball hawk. Mariota, I want to start Mariota here just because the Bucs and running quarterbacks doesn't seem to work out super well, but I think Mariota will be sufficient as a starter. What do you think?
I think maybe in 2 quarterback leagues. 1 quarterback league, it's tough. But, one thing I do want to say about Algier, I'll just say, I would still start him, but limit your expectations because you are playing the Bucs, and they're pretty good at stopping the run, especially on a rookie.
Yeah, absolutely. Good call on that one. Sit Kyle Pitts forever, or
yeah, I mean he's out for this game, but trade him. Trade that dude.
Trade that dude. Exactly. That's all I got for the Falcons. But let's roll to the Buccaneers. I could talk about these guys all day. Rachaad White as a flex option. I like that.
Yeah,
I had him in one of my leagues. On the bench, Kamara was out. Rachaad White hopped on there, bro. Did great last week against the Chiefs. I mean, if they can get Rachaad White going like they did last week, which, like I said already, once they got him going, it seems like the offense started clicking. But then again, he was the one who fumbled that ball in the beginning of the game. That was rough. But I really like Rachaad White. I got a question for you. Okay. Start Rachaad White or Breece Hall?
Oof.
I got some good ones for you, man.
Yeah, that is tough. But going against Atlanta, I'm calling Rachaad White. If it was a different matchup, I might go Breece Hall, but because of Atlanta and their defense, and I think Rachaad White's going to get some good plays in this game. I think Brady is so confident that he's going to win this game that he's going to be like, "Hey, Rachaad, let me give you some work. We can warm you up a little bit."
yeah. Let's get some of these reps. I think Lenny has a big game on here too. I really hope Lenny gets going. He got a touchdown last week, but I need about 3 or more of those this week against the Falcons. Let's see. Let's go to the next game. We got the Steelers versus the Bills.
Yes. One thing I want to say real quick before we do that, Julio Jones, if he's healthy, I'm not saying start him up, but DFS, I would throw him in one.
Mm.
because I think he's got something to prove against Atlanta. I think he would if he plays. I think he'll go crazy. But I know he's hurt, so it's like they're not sure if he's going to play. But if he does, throw him out there, see what happens.
There's just too much going on over there on Tampa Bay, like receiver wise. I really like Russell Gage a lot, and I want to see big things out of him. I'm not going to start him unless I had to, but I really like Russell Gage, and I want him to get more work. But I hear you on the Julio thing. Tom wants to get Julio the ball, and what better time than against his old team,
That's right. But moving on, Steelers Bills over under for this game is 47 points. They have the Bills winning by 14, bro. That's insane. I understand it's a rookie quarterback, and I do think the Bills win by 14. I mean, it's possible. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. I don't think it'll be as easy as they think. The Steelers defense hasn't been terrible this year.
Right.
But I also got the Bills taking the W. I don't know if by 14. That seems like a lot, but hey, stranger things have happened.
Yeah. So obviously you're starting Josh Allen. You're starting Stephon Diggs. Isaiah McKenzie, if he's back, I'm starting him with Jameis Crowder hurt. He's filling that slot role. I think he's been getting a lot more work, and with Crowder out, I think he's going to get even more. Dawson Knox, how do you feel about Dawson Knox right now?
I really like Dawson Knox. I just wish they would use him more. Like we've continuously said, the tight end position is not doing much this year. So I mean, I would throw him in as a tight end. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, if you're struggling,
I mean, he gets like 5-6 points a game generally. I mean, that would be great for tight end this year. Jeez,
it's better than Kyle Pitts.
yeah, no doubt.
Gabe Dave, what are your thoughts on him this week?
Hey, he's gonna break out this week, bro. That ankle injury has been slowing him down. I think Isaiah McKenzie is gonna be out this game. The opportunity for Gabe Davis to get it is there, and I really, you start Gabriel Davis this week, he's gonna blow up. And if you don't, you're gonna be mad because he sat on your bench and collected all those points that you're not gonna be able to get.
I agree, and I will just throw out there, Khalil Shakir, been getting a little bit of targets, and if Isaiah McKenzie's out, maybe take a shot on him, in a couple deeper leagues or maybe even a DFS, just because he's been getting he fills in that slot role, and Josh Allen loves that slot spot.
Love that slot spot, baby. Yeah, I got one for you. Start Kenny Pickett or Davis Mills.
I'm starting Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
And, Davis Mills is probably the safer pick, but I'm picking Pickett. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think, he had the rushing 2 rushing touchdowns last week, and I think that he does even better this week.
John Perkins. Trey needs a brighter backdrop to bring out that sexy mane.
They love the hair, baby. They love the hair.
Yeah, they do. Trey Polamalu over there.
So going to my Steelers starters, obviously George Pickens, I think, is going to be great. I've talked about that already. Him and Pickett, that connection. I'm starting Freiermuth, but I'm sitting Najee Harris.
Bro.
I'm sitting him probably for the next, I can't remember the exact schedule, but his next 5, their schedule is rough, bro. The Steelers schedule is a monster. And I don't want any part of Najee Harris. I know it's tough, but there's a lot of guys that I would start over him. Honestly, in certain weeks, maybe even J.D. McKissick I would throw out there over Najee Harris in a PPR format.
John Parker says, you guys are doing a great job. Nothing but love. Hey, LOVE, baby. We love you guys. Real quick, Sierra, Davis Mills, or Jacoby Brissett?
Hold on. Let me look back and make sure I know who those guys are playing again. Okay, so you got Davis Mills at the Jaguars, and Brissett. You got Brissett.
The Browns versus
Chargers.
Yeah.
Honestly,
deep thought in this one.
I'm thinking Davis Mills.
Yeah.
And it's tough because Houston hasn't won anything, but I just like the matchup better. And Davis Mills is consistent, and you want consistency out of your quarterback spot, especially in 2 quarterback leagues.
Jacoby Brissett, the Browns, they concentrate on the run a lot. The Texans and Lovie Smith are actually giving Davis Mills chances to throw the ball. He's got Brandon Cooks to throw the ball to. I really like Davis Mills there. Dude, Hines got hurt some bad. Did he
Yeah,
get
that
hurt?
was
Yeah.
in the game last
I
night.
know he got hurt, but I mean, was it pretty bad? I mean, I just got a concussion, right?
Yeah, I mean, just it looked bad, I think is what she's trying to say, because it
Oh
was
yeah.
I mean, he got up and he's, "Whoa, whoa."
Oh yeah. That's been happening a lot this year. What
I
is going
know.
on?
And ever since Tua, they ain't coming back in the game,
No,
man.
exactly, bro. Any little, they're done. Just a little slight
Yeah,
one. They're
if you
done.
look like you're about to fall over and you'd be like, "Oh, man, I was just hot." They're like, "Nah, you, concussion, you out."
Did you see him blink 6 times? He's done. Alrighty. You got anything else for the Steelers?
That's it on me.
All right. So let's move on to the Dolphins versus the Jets.
Over under for this game, 46 points. They got the Dolphins winning by 3. I'll take the Dolphins. I think by more than 3. I'm not. Teddy Bridgewater doesn't scare me at all. I think they win this game.
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater as a starter in Superflex leagues, I like him. I'd take him over Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, and
Wouldn't
Davis
you?
Mills, honestly.
And Davis Mills. Definitely. Is Tyreek may not play, so Waddle might be also a great start for the Dolphins if Tyreek is out. Bridgewater got in the game last week and he was throwing some balls pretty decent. Like it wasn't terrible at all, man. I liked what I was seeing out of Bridgewater. Now we know from past experience that the problem with Bridgewater is the inconsistencies of his game. Teddy Two Gloves needs to step it up. He's got weapons around him to use. Raheem Mostert is trending up. They are using a lot of Raheem Mostert. You texted me during that Dolphins game. And you said, "Why is Raheem Mostert running the ball so much?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad, man.
Chase
Edmonds,
Edmonds.
they just ain't feeling it.
I guess not. I mean, the only problem is I'm worried that Raheem might get hurt. Because he was always the most hurt.
Well, let me tell you this: I'm starting Raheem Mostert over Najee Harris this week.
Woo! That's hard to do though. Jeez,
I know
Najee's
it's
been
a hot
doing that
take,
bad,
but
huh?
it's just how I feel.
No, I feel it. I mean, I get what you mean. What happened to Mike Gesicki? What happened to him? He used to be decent tight end.
He's a blocking tight end now.
Oh man, I actually started Mike Gesicki in one of my other leagues, like just because I thought he was gonna do something and he did nothing, bro. Nothing.
Yeah, no, you can drop Mike Gesicki in my opinion.
Oh, dude, he's done. He's already been dropped and receipt and everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sierra says Edmund needs to step it up. Yeah, he does. Thanks. But I like Mostert, so let's go to the Jets here. Zach Wilson start in Superflex. I like that. Do you like that?
I mean, depending on what you're working with, yeah, you got to. But,
if you got to,
I'm looking elsewhere first for sure.
Of course. But I mean, if you got to, he led a game-winning drive last week. I mean, that's something we're not used to or accustomed to seeing him do. I mean, but it's something to watch out for.
No doubt.
And I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but Breece Hall's been getting some work over there. I might, put him in a flex spot if I had to,
Yeah, I think definitely in a couple deeper leagues, 14 teams, something like that, he's easily a flex spot. And maybe 12 team, you could throw him out there, if you're struggling for running back, because it's hard out here in these streets for running back owners, man.
Yeah, man, it is. All those people that were saying wide receiver heavy drafts, they're not looking so crazy anymore, are they? The way it's
but I think it'll change as the year goes on. I think those people will, towards the end of the year, are going to be like, "Oh, maybe we were wrong."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I hope so. Corey Davis had a big week last week. I like Corey Davis a lot. I just hope that he can keep it going. Consistency, as always, as we always say, consistency is key.
And finding consistency on the Jets is a scary thing to look for.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Real quick, John says, is Singletary a good play against Steelers D?
I think it's not a great play, but it depends on what else you're looking at. You know what I mean? If it's for a flex spot or what else you got on your bench. But I would say, I would lean towards no. But we got to do what you got to do sometimes. And if your other options are a little rough, then I don't think it's a horrible start.
Depending on other options, I actually like Singletary as a play against the Steelers D this week. Singletary's been kind of trending up, and I mean not being super amazing, but getting carries, getting work, and he's seeming to be the lead back over there. So yes, I like Singletary as a good play against that Steelers D.
I think he can give you 10 points, half PPR, something like that.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Tyler Conklin, if you need a tight end on the Jets, Tyler Conklin, I've been saying it, screaming it for 2 weeks now. Keep an eye on this guy. He's probably still on the waiver right now. So just saying, if your tight end is not producing, give him a shot.
Conk, baby.
That's right. Let's move on to the next game. We've got the Bears versus the Vikings.
Over under for this game is 44 points. They got the Vikings winning by 7.5. I like that. I like the Vikings to win. I think the Bears suck. And I've not stopped talking about it, but it's how I feel.
Bro, you ain't lying. You are not lying. Khalil Herbert is the only person on that team that I would consider starting. What do you think?
Exactly what mine. I have Khalil Herbert as the start. I'm sitting everybody else. I've heard rumors about Montgomery possibly being back. I don't think that that's true. I don't think that's going to happen. But if it does happen, if they say he's good to go, I'm throwing him in there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But Khalil Herbert definitely, I think, is the only start, and everyone else you put on your bench or you have leave on your waivers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. The Bears need to figure out a way to work, even when Montgomery's better. Figure out a way to work Khalil Herbert in there because this guy's a baller, man, and he always does magic things with the ball. And I think they need to, work this guy in no matter what. I got to start and sit for you.
Okay.
Justin Fields or Baker Mayfield?
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah?
Yeah, for the opportunity, because Justin Fields, I already know, is only going to have, which I will say his passes have been trending up, but he's not throwing as many passes, where I think Baker Mayfield at least will throw it deep and go for it. And just on that slim chance that he catches, an 80-yard pass, I'm going Baker. But I don't want to start either one of them.
No, and you never want to. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Vikings.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple with the Vikings. Kirk, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook, your main cats, and sitting the other boys, that really ain't doing a lot. KJ Osborne, I don't think he's worth the start this week.
Dalvin Cook has been a little disappointing this year. Wouldn't you agree?
People keep saying that, but he's not been devastating for my team, because I have him on my team, and he's been disappointing, but he's still putting up points that some of these other running backs aren't. You know what I'm saying? He's almost gotten double digits every week, and that is 10 to 11 points. I understand that, but it's more than some other guys have done on my team. Rashad Penny. I know that he's had great weeks, but he's also had weeks where he's done nothing. Melvin Gordon had -1 last week, and Dalvin Cook hasn't done that to me yet. So I'm riding with my boy Cook.
I think the problem is that, every once in a while, Dalvin Cook would bust out a game. You know what I mean? And I think that is what, people are worried about. He's not doing what he used to do, and that's disappointing.
No, I definitely, where I drafted him, it's disappointing what he's producing, but a lot of the running backs are struggling right now, and I think all the running backs get better as the year progresses.
Let's go to the next game. Are you good with the Vikings? You got anything else?
That's it.
Let's go to the next game. We've got the Titans versus the Commanders.
Over under for this game is 43 points. They got the Titans winning by 1.5. I like that. I like the Titans to win this game. I think it'll be close. I agree with Vegas, but I do think the Titans will win.
Yeah, I agree. Titans win. the King has got it going again, and I am so happy about that.
Me too, baby.
Now you are, yeah. Just pulled them off in a trade in the Bandy Bowl. Oh, dude, you always get you a good trade somewhere in there, and you just, I guess, putting all those feelers out. It's just, you throw them out, and every once in a while you catch a good one.
That's right, baby. That's right.
Robert Woods, Bobby Trees. I think he's trending up. He's getting a little more catches. The Titans are starting to see that they can trust him with the ball in his hand. So I really like that.
Yeah, and with Traylon Burks being out, with turf toe and everything, Robert Woods I think is going to be the man. And from what I've heard, wide receiver ones have really put up massive fantasy value against Commanders. The Commanders, especially the wide receiver one on the team, and that's Robert Woods right now, no doubt.
Yep. Something that I feel like we need to talk about: Antonio Gibson. How are we feeling about him as a start this week?
Man, they still haven't heard anything about Robinson coming back. Do you know if he's back or not?
I mean, week 5, they said he was supposed to get in, right? I
Yeah,
know.
I'm sure he'll be on snap count if he is playing
Oh
at
yeah,
all.
most
Um,
definitely.
but I think this is probably the last week that you can confidently throw out Antonio Gibson at least a flex position. Then you really need to see what it looks like.
Well, the problem is that they had the three-headed running back monster last week between him, J.D. McKissick, and Jarrett, whatever his name is,
Yeah, exactly.
Jarrett
Yeah,
Patterson. But yeah, so that's what scares me about Antonio Gibson. There's too much going on back there, and he is a decent pass catcher. Like, they should use him more in that. I know they got McKissick for that, but just disappointing. But I guess we'll see what's going on. We got a question real quick. Do you guys like Brian Robinson has stud potential? Do we feel like Brian Robinson has stud potential?
I don't know, man. Dude got shot. I'm like,
Mm.
and he's coming back, but I need to see it on the field, man. Because when it's like if somebody tears their ACL or something, I'm like, oh, okay. When he comes back, he could still produce and everything. But I don't really know what happens when somebody gets shot and goes back to the NFL. It's like, how did that affect him? I don't know. We'll have to see how that works.
Yeah, I agree. Like, is the bullet still in there? I'm just kidding. Is he going to be able to hit them? No, but exactly. I mean, and if you are able to get him, if you've got room on your bench, I mean, grab him, put him there, see what he does. I'm not willing to just start him right up, but if he's there and nobody's taking him, you got room, stash him, dude. Maybe he
Yeah.
might take off.
The way I feel is that, at the beginning of the year before he got shot, they were planning on making him the dude and Antonio Gibson was just special teams. So if it doesn't affect him, the gunshots at all, doesn't affect him at all, when he comes back, maybe he is the dude. They move Antonio right back to special teams and they go back to what their plan was.
Obviously, if they were thinking about making the dude, they saw something they liked, right?
Exactly.
So that's something to think about. I'm moving to the next game here. I've got the
Okay.
Seahawks versus the Saints.
Yes, sir. Over under for this game is 46 points. They got the Saints winning by 5.5. Um, it's tough, man. I almost want to take an upset here.
Mm.
I want to take the Seahawks, honestly, and I'm probably wrong for it, but I'm going with Seahawks to upset the Saints here.
Dang, I got the Saints winning this game, but if Geno plays like he did last week, then I mean, things could be drastically different, and I hope it does because I don't like the Saints at all. Um, I hope Geno can get it going.
Yeah, I'm obviously going my Seahawks starts. I'm starting Geno in some leagues. Like I'm not, in 10-team leagues, single quarterback leagues, probably not. There's probably a better option out there for you. But definitely in 2 quarterback leagues, I think Geno Smith is worth a super flex shot. I mean, dude's put up some points. He won me a game last week in our 16-team league. And he's doing his thing. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, I think both those guys you can throw out there right now. And Will Dissly, I mean, he's 3 out of 4 on touchdowns every week. That's what you want out of your tight end. Like I said, he was on the waiver wire show. He's worth a pickup. I think he's worth a start.
Yeah, definitely. What do you got for the Saints?
Real quick, I want to just let everybody know I'm sitting Rashad Penny this week.
Mm.
I think the Saints defense against a running back, I think that's a hard matchup, and I'm not chasing what he did last week. I think it's great what he did last week. I'm not chasing it, not against the Saints.
Always been the problem with Penny, not consistent, not consistent at all. Messages popping up in the chat. Hey, Rashad Penny is a thing. We'll
Yeah,
see.
we'll see, man. But I still think he's good. I think he's going to have a great year. I'm just not starting him this week. But
I
with the
like it.
Saints, Alvin Kamara, if he's healthy, I'm starting him. I'm throwing him out there. Winston, still not sure if he's going to play or not. But if he is, I'm okay to start him in Superflex leagues. I'm not starting Andy Dalton if he's not. I just don't feel it. And the only wide receiver I'm starting is Chris Olave. Michael Thomas is supposedly out, looking like he's going to be out. Jarvis Landry's not been doing anything, and Chris Olave is a monster, and I'm starting him all day.
Hey.
Don't start Taysom Hill. You'll regret it for the rest of your life.
And Inspector Gadget over there. We thought something big was going to happen with Taysom Hill, but our dreams were crushed immediately. I know he was taking some quarterback snaps though, in case. So if Andy Dalton goes out, if Winston's out, Andy Dalton goes out. What if you got a tight end playing as a quarterback, man? Just throwing that out there.
Well, if you play a bunch of DFS, make a roster with him in there, put $5 on it, and see what happens.
Yeah, why not? Why not, bro? Andy, we exactly. Ready for the next game here. We got the 49ers versus the Panthers.
Yes, sir. Over under for this game is 39 points. So low scoring game. They got it. They got the 49ers winning by 6.5. Yeah, that's gonna happen.
I think that's a little low, actually.
Yeah.
I like the Niners pulling the win on that one. Obviously, Baker's just not looking like the guy. The 49ers, though, looked scary on Monday night, dude. They were clicking. Yes, dude, that defense is something, dude. They were just, on every level, just looking great. And, I mean, Jimmy G, do we feel like he's okay to start?
I have started him a couple times in that 16-team, man, and every time he's let me down. So I'm not starting Jimmy G. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah.
Get you a Geno Smith.
He's just so inconsistent. I mean, me and you were talking because I needed a quarterback because my quarterback went out. Trey Lance went out. And you're like, I'm going to pick up a quarterback this week. And I don't think you're going to like it because you thought I was going for that Jimmy G card. And I was like, no, that's all right. You can have him.
And I regretted it immediately.
Yeah, but I get it. I mean, you had to take that shot, man. I took that shot a while back and didn't pay off. So that's why I just let it go. I like Kittle as a sit here. I don't know what's going on with Kittle, man. He just isn't, being Kittle that we know and love. He just doesn't seem to be killing it.
Yeah, I don't know if he's just, getting old or what's going on, but he's just not the Kittle of old, and it's not looking good for him.
Yep, and I'm gonna go ahead and move to the Panthers here. Sitting DJ Moore, you said they can drop DJ Moore right now. Like I said earlier, if you got DJ Moore, let something happen. Hey, real quick, there he is. Sir Bong's alive. There he is.
Oh, faithful, back again.
Wow, thank you, brother. We was worried you wasn't coming, bro. Yeah, I'm playing Sir Bongs a lot in the Marvel Universe League this week. He had that old Cordero Patterson, so he went on IR. So Caleb Huntley is his running back this week. So we'll see what's going to happen, Sir Bongs a lot. We shall. Like I was saying, though, DJ Moore, when him and Baker break out, could be this game. Who knows? Probably not with that Niners defense, but when they both when DJ Moore has a good game, sell that sucker. That's all I'm saying.
Facts.
Let's go ahead and move to the next game. I've got the Eagles versus the Cardinals.
Over under for this game is 48.5. They got the Eagles winning by 5, continuing their most undefeated streak. I'm taking the Eagles to continue that.
Oh, my God. Do you remember when you were sleeping on the Eagles?
I do. And I told you, but literally I said, I think I'm sleeping on the Eagles.
Yeah, you did. You said
well,
it.
I'm awake now, baby. The Eagles is on the march.
Yeah.
I got Jalen Hurts in 2 out of 3 leagues, baby, and I'm loving it.
And if you look at that Eagles schedule, I could easily see in them taking W's like for 9 games, 8
Yeah.
games. Like, if you look at their schedule, it's relatively easy. So the Eagles are scary, man. Um, yeah, they are.
So starts on my Eagles. Obviously Jalen Hurts. I said that. AJ Brown, start him. I don't know. Whatever. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Uh, Dallas Goddard. Tight ends have been tearing the Cardinals up, and I think Goddard is just a good enough tight end to do it. I love him. I think he's a great start. Miles Sanders had an amazing game last week. He seems to be the instead of like a kind of the three-headed monster they've been running, they've been pushing a lot more for him. I just traded for him. Start that boy up, baby.
Mhm.
Miles Sanders going.
Derek says drop Russell Wilson. Hey.
Ooh, I don't know about drop, but you can look to move him around. I think I would try to trade him a little bit, but
Yeah. And David says, I took Algier over Huntley for some reason. Who do you think takes over the Atlanta backfield?
in my
Algier.
opinion, it's a 50-50 shot. I really think I think it's Algier just because that's what they got on the depth chart. But I think easily if Huntley, really shows up and shows out, they will quickly move him into the starting role.
I'm almost wondering if they're wanting to use Algier as a pass catching back and have Huntley be the guy in the backfield. Who knows? Like, it seems like Algier, when he was catching the ball, was doing more with it. But yeah, I think you're right, 50-50. I mean, who knows, but I like Algier as the front runner, at least in that.
I agree. Moving on. So still with the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting Devonta Smith. Dude has been just a bundle of nothing. He had one good game, and I'm out. I mean, I'm not dropping him yet. I'm waiting on that, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting him this week.
He had a slow start in his rookie year last year too. I mean, he really got going towards the later ends of the year, but you're right. I gave him one more shot last week and I regretted it.
Yeah, I can't start him with confidence at all.
Mm-mm.
But moving on to the Cardinals starts, you're starting Kyler Murray, obviously. I'm starting Hollywood Brown because he's the dude. Zach Ertz, baby, that's my new Kyle Pitts, and I'm starting him every week from here on out. But he's doing his thing, and I'm
Yeah.
starting him up. But I'm sitting James Conner this week.
Mm.
It's been rough, and I know it, yeah, and I understand that a lot of people are like, well, I don't know have anybody else to start, and I get that. If you have to start James Conner, start James Conner. But if you have a couple other options, like a Miles Sanders, I'm starting Miles Sanders over James Conner this week, or a couple different guys I'd be willing to throw out there, but it's tough, man. It's tough in this running back world out here.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember when Miles Sanders told us not to draft him?
I do. I remember that. But the Eagles on their offense and their schedule and everything is just working out to where it's fantasy value.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You got anything else for the Cardinals?
I think you sit the Dortch. I mean, Greg Dortch. I know he's had some good games, and I guess in deeper leagues, it's a fun shot. But I mean, it's just there's not enough consistency. I don't think yet.
Great start. Like, we thought this guy was going to be super great, but he's had a rough couple of games. So, I mean, he's probably due for a good one. But yeah, I agree with you. Before we move on, I want to ask: start Jalen Hurts or Joe Burrow?
Jalen Hurts all day,
Really, Joe
all day,
Burrow?
baby.
Burrow been having some good games, man. I mean, he's been having some really good games, but Jalen Hurts has been pretty great.
I feel like in a vacuum, if you had to pick which quarterback's going to have 3 rushing touchdowns, it's Jalen Hurts all day, baby.
Derek says excited to see the Cardinals and Bucks Christmas Day in Arizona. Going to that game, bro? Heck yeah.
Nice, nice, nice.
David says Joey is going to eat this week. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Taking
Um,
hits.
it hurts me when you say things like that. Let's see. Move to the next game. We got the Cowboys versus the Rams.
Over under for this game, 43 points. They got the Rams winning by 5.5. I think this game's closer than that. In our preseason, when we did the schedules, I have the Rams picked to win this game. I lean more towards the Cowboys making it a closer game than I expected. I still, if I had to put my money on it, would say Rams, but I think this game is going to be more closer than people expect.
Yeah. Would you start Cooper Rush? I mean, in 2 quarterback league, he's been decent.
I think it's worth a shot, man. I mean, he's worth the toss out there. The Rams defense hasn't been the greatest, you know what I mean? They've been good, but they haven't been great.
Hmm.
And the Cowboys are, yeah, they're looking all right.
Yeah, better than they did with Dak. It's insane, bro. Like some people are worried about Dak coming back, but Dak's the $74 million man. If he comes back, he's going in the game, right? I mean,
Yeah, I've got him on the bench in 2 leagues, and I when he comes back, I'm starting him up. You know what I
firing
mean?
him up. Yeah, he's going to come back with a vengeance after seeing Cooper Rush go out there and make him look like bad. He held it down for you, though, bro. You should be happy that this man did that for you, bro. But what if he comes out and loses the next game? People are going to freak out.
I agree, but I think Jerry Jones is Jerry Jones, and he's going to start his people, and that's Dak Prescott and Zeke. Just like Tony Pollard should be, the starter there, but Zeke is always going to start because Jerry Jones owns that place.
Matthew, let's go to the Rams here. Matthew Stafford looks terrible this year, bro. What is going on?
It's rough, man. It's rough, and and I've heard it has a lot to do with the offensive lineman that retired. What was his name again? He was on TV last night, Thursday Night Football.
Which guy? I'm sorry.
It was the offensive lineman for the Rams that retired.
Andrew Wentworth. Andrew Wentworth.
Yeah, apparently he made a huge impact on that team from
Yeah.
him leaving
Oh,
because
dude.
it's hurting them, man. It's hurting them.
Mm-hmm.
And but Cooper Kupp's still doing his thing, baby. Ran it
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, because that's the only person he's throwing the ball to, bro. It's crazy. Derek says, I mean, Russell Wilson's a $250 million man, and look what he's doing. Oof. You are not lying, my guy. Hey, and there's our boy Alex from the 420 Fantasy Hustler. What up, Bandy and Trey?
What up? What up?
What's up, buddy? Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate that. For real. Let's get back to the Rams, though. You're right, though. He only throws the ball to Cooper Kupp, and Allen Robinson is looking like a bust because of it.
I agree, and I've said that from the jump. I said he's going to make
Yes.
everybody excited, and then they're going to hate him.
Just like last year, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, he got me, bro. He got me. Allen Robinson, bro. Like
And
I
there for
said, though.
just a second, I was almost going to jump on the Allen Robinson team, and I was like, remember last year. Remember the Bears. Remember the Titans. Remember the Bears.
Oh, man, I should have listened to you on that one, buddy. Let's roll to the next game. What do you say? Bengals versus the Ravens.
Bengals Ravens. This is Sunday Night Football, baby.
Whoop whoop. Hey, this is
48.
this is our game of the week.
Oh, that's right.
Bengals versus the Ravens. On that note, let's get a quick word from our sponsor real quick. Support for Fourth and Flex Fantasy Football Podcast is brought to you by Manscaped. Who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming? Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 6 million worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and worldwide shipping with the code SUPERFLEX20 at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, that's about 12 million balls. Trey over there getting it, baby. Real quick, though, I just want to throw this out here real quick. Look, this Crop Reviver, the ball toner that I got from Manscaped, bro. I mean, like, look, you get a little spray on there, bro. It's very refreshing. It makes you feel like, I mean, a little cleaner. I mean, I'm not saying don't shower and use this only, but this stuff is magic, bro.
And honestly, it's a little personal, but ever since I've been using that stuff, bro, that stuff works. It makes your balls smooth, bro. It just does. And I mean, like, for a week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But let's go to the game. Bengals versus the Ravens.
All right, over under for this game, 48.5 points. They got the Ravens winning by 3. Give me the upset. Bengals win, baby. Let's go.
I'm with you, bro. Bengals take that W.
On to the Bengals starts. I'm starting Joe Burrow, not over Jalen Hurts, but I'm starting this dude. T. Higgins, give me him as my start of the week, baby.
Dang, get you some T. Higgins. I hope he's been limited in practice, so I hope
I
he gets in
understand,
there.
but when T. Higgins plays the Ravens, bro, his targets have been, or his receptions have been 13, 14, 15 over the last couple games that they've played him, and Higgins has always shown out against the Ravens. So give me him as the start of the week, baby. As long as he's
Yes.
in. If he's in, start of the week, baby. Obviously Mixon, you got to throw him out there because running back room's tough, and he's doing his thing. Jamar Chase, you got to start him. You know what I mean? He's had some rough games, but you got to start him. You drafted him high, you got to start
Yep.
him. Hayden Hurst, tight end, baby, throw him out there. I've got him in a league as my main tight end, and he's been consistent, man. And the Bengals offense is on the rise. They've slowly been getting better and better, and that's just what they did last year. So let's hope that consistency keeps going.
Yeah. No, I agree. Real quick though, we have a question here. Heat Check Edit says, "Who should I start? James Robinson, Jamal Williams, or Clyde Edwards-Helaire?"
James Robinson, baby. I think James Robinson's going to have an amazing game. I think people are still sleeping on him. We got a guy in our league that keeps him on his bench, and I'm like, bro, put him in because he's a monster. James Robinson, I think, has an amazing week this week. I like all three, though. I mean, they're all good starts, I think, in my opinion. Really, it's whoever you want to watch, but I think James Robinson has the best week.
Yeah, I agree. I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to eat against the Raiders. But if I got to pick one, I'm going to go James Robinson here. I think his upside against the Texans is better than Clyde Edwards-Helaire against the Raiders. There.
Moving on to my Ravens starts. Obviously, you're starting Lamar in every league. Mark Andrews, start him up. Ignore last week. It was a bad week for him, whatever. Start him up. He's a monster tight end, probably the best one on the year at the end of the year. J.K. Dobbins, he's got a chest injury. He limited in practice. If he starts, we've already said, start that dude up. If he misses, you don't want any piece of Mike Davis and Kenyon Drake. Don't touch it. You can find somebody on the waiver better than that. And Devin Duvernay, baby, he's been consistent, man. He's not just insane, but he's been consistent. 12, 13, 14 points a week. He's getting his catches, and Lamar likes him, and so I think he's worth a start.
Yeah, I like Duvernay a lot. I know after a couple good games there, people were saying, he wasn't going to last, and so far he's been decent. I like Duvernay a lot. Yeah, definitely. You got anything else there?
That's it on the game of the week, brought to you by Manscaped, baby.
That's right, guys. Brought to you by Manscaped. Look at the top of the screen. You'll see our promo code. Go to manscaped.com. Use that promo code SUPERFLEX20 for 20% off and free shipping. Guys, I'm telling you, you will not regret this decision. Check out Manscaped. Use our promo code, and you're welcome.
Right.
Let's go to the last game. We've got the Raiders versus the Chiefs.
Monday Night Football, Raiders versus the Chiefs, over under 50.5 points. I believe that's the highest over under on the week. They got the Chiefs winning by 6.5. Give me the Chiefs to win this game, but I believe this is going to be a shootout.
Ooh, I hope you're right, baby. I hope you're right. I like the Chiefs to win the game also. Heat Check Edit says, "Do you think Waddle and Tyreek will play? Thanks for the advice. I subbed." Thank you, bro, for subbing, first of all. Appreciate that. Hit that like button for us, too. Anybody watching, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel. We're giving great advice, doing starts and sits like this all the time. But I think so. I think Tyreek is going to get in there and Waddle, too. I think they'll both be playing. What do you say, Trey?
Yeah, I know Waddle's been a little banged up, but it looks like he's definitely going to start. I know Tyreek has been a little questionable, but I think they have to play him. If he's even limited, I think they have to put him out there if they want to win this game, and you don't want to lose to the Jets. You know what I'm saying? So I think they throw him out there, and he might not have the greatest game of his year, but I think he'll still do good. I think both of them are great starts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But
yes,
monitor
sir.
it. You know what I mean? Like, don't take our word for it. Make sure you're looking right before, 30 minutes, an hour before the game. Check that stuff, because sometimes 30 minutes before the game is when they decide they're out, and you need to be on top of that.
Hey, I get them notifications immediately, bro. Like Kamara last week, dude. I had him and he was out like 20, 30 minutes for the game, threw in that Rashad White pick, bro. So monitor it is great advice, Trey. Yeah. Let's start with the Raiders here. Look, the Raiders have been a disappointment this week, but I mean, you're obviously going to start Devontae. Josh Jacobs has been awesome this year, and I was hating on him a little bit at the beginning of the year. I think you were too, man. We're like,
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs. Now look at him now, bro. He's doing big things over there, and I like to see it.
He's been consistent, but it is scary though. The Chiefs have been really good against the run for some reason this year, so it is scary. But Josh Jacobs has been consistent, man, and I don't see like it's hard not to start him from the points that he's put up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm throwing him out there, but I'm limiting my expectations because the Chiefs have been so good against the run.
Look, as far as the Raiders goes, I know a lot of Raiders fans who are very disappointed with the way things are turning out. I said at the beginning of the season that this is going to be on Derek Carr's shoulders. You'll have to hop in the Derek Carr, and he's got to drive that team to wins. It's all on his shoulders, and if they can keep losing, then it's going to be on him, man, because they gave him the pieces. So, and all I'm saying is next year has a great quarterback class. So you better do your thing, Derek Carr. You could be, looking at a backup or, getting traded away. And maybe that's what he needs. I don't know. I like Derek Carr. I mean, he has great moments, but he just doesn't, he's not consistent,
I think he picks it up this week.
Yeah.
I think Derek Carr's a great start this week. I think even in single quarterback 10-team leagues, I think he's a great start. I think this game's going to be such a shootout that I'm going as far to say top 5 quarterback on the week.
I like that. I like that take. Absolutely. I was thinking that you were thinking he's a great start because like they were going to get so behind from the Chiefs, and so they have to be throwing the ball.
Hey, whatever. Derek Carr loves to throw the ball, man. You just
Yeah,
can't always connect.
what are we thinking about Darren Waller as a start this week?
I think you throw him out there, man. I think there's just going to be so much offense in this game. I think it's going to be a lot of offense, not a lot of defense. I think you can throw him out there.
For sure, for sure. Let's go to the Chiefs. I've asked this question a bunch of times. Who's the number one over there on the Chiefs?
Travis Kelce.
Yeah, yeah. Then he's definitely the number one tight end, but
and the number 2, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah. That brings me to a question here. Do you start Juju or Garrett Wilson?
Oof, man, that's tough. But this week, give me Juju. I'll take Juju this week. I think this is going to be his good game. I think if you have him on your bench, this is the week that he shows up, shows out, and you trade him after that. Because I don't think he's going to be consistent, but I think this week he has a great week.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what more can you say about the Chiefs? Start Kelsey. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I think, is a good start. Juju, you think he's a good start? I'm more worried about starting Juju, but I mean, if he's my guy, I'm gonna start him up.
Not a lot of other options, man.
Right. I mean, yeah, just start the guys that you're supposed to start. Guys, that's our show today. Do you have anything else, Trey?
No, man, that's it. I just want to thank everybody for coming out. We had a great show. We had a lot of comments, and we appreciate every one of you that comes out and asks us questions. We're always here and ready to go. If you get that notification bell, dude, when we pop on, it'll let you know you come out, you ask a question, you can see we answer it. We bring up almost every comment, and we talk about it, man. We're here for you, so be here for us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, you're right, man. Thank you guys so much for all those start and sit questions. I hope we helped. I hope we put a little we helped you out with your questions this week. But guys, don't forget to hit that like button for us. We did that for you. Do this for us, please. Hit that like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel, do all the things that we love for you to do. Thank you guys so much. And we will see you on the next one.
Peace.
CEH, by the way.